After the second rest day spent in Le Puy-en-Velay, the peloton started the third week of racing with a 165-kilometre stage. Racing through Haute-Loire, the Ardèche and the Drôme, this stage is unpredictable. After two early climbs, the peloton will emerge into the valley, where strong crosswinds are anticipated. It's a day of nervousness for the contenders in this year's race. A few attacks at the start of the race, the peloton remaining grouped together. Marcel Kittel is about to have a bad day. Struggling after the Pyrenees, the powerful German is distanced with the speed of SUNWEB at the front. At the top of the first climb, it is Thomas de Gendt who takes the points. A group of 5 riders emerge at the front, headed by Sylvain Chavanel and including Thomas de Gendt. But the peloton refused to let Chavanel go clear after he goes solo. And it's Team SUNWEB who drive on to distance Marcel Kittel and put Michael Matthews in the driving seat for the green jersey. At the sprint, Matthews takes the points ahead of Greipel and Colbrelli. Marcel Kittel is now almost 6 minutes behind the leaders. In the last 15 kilometres of racing, Team Sky take the initiative perfectly. In the crosswind section, they form an echelon, and they put Dan Martin, one of the favourites, into difficulty. The echelon drives on. Yates, Froome, Uran and Bardet are all in the lead. There's a huge attack by Benati of Movistar before the finish line, but he is caught. The sprinters in the front group are ready. DEGENKOLB and Matthews drag race. Boasson closes fast, but it's Michael Matthews who wins ahead of Boasson and DEGENKOLB. Michael Matthews wins his second stage in this year's Tour de France after a spectacular ride by his SUNWEB team. They took the race on from the start and finished it off.
To get another one in the same Tour de France. Normally, when I'm in tours, I can normally win one stage, but the second one is always the hardest to get. And yeah, to get my second one in 3 days now, it's I don't really know. I think it won't sink in until tomorrow morning.
Michael Matthews wins stage 16, his second win in this year's Tour de France. He takes the victory ahead of Edvald Boasson with John DEGENKOLB in third place. Chris Froome retains his lead in the Tour de France ahead of Fabio Aru. The loser of the day is Dan Martin, down in 7th place. Nairo Quintana moves into 10th. Tomorrow is a huge day in the mountains. It will shape the final classification in Paris. 183 kilometres of racing across the legendary cols of the Croix de Fer, the Telegraph and the Galibier. It's a day that Froome's contenders must address him in an attacking fashion to see if they can take the yellow jersey.